Today, the mood in Wrexham isn't one of celebration, it's one of concern. Players are leaving, the squad is short-handed, and key transfer negotiations are stalling. But hold on, Red Dragons fans, because the third story in today's video could change everything for the club. A clear message came from the pitch itself, and it might decide Wrexham's next big signing before this transfer window closes. So stick with me until the end, because that final story is the headline, and it's shaking things up behind the scenes at the racecourse ground. And hey, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, drop a like and turn on notifications, because here, you won't miss a single Wrexham update. Story 1, stuck in the market, the Rob, Ryan and Parkinson plan that may not work this time. Let's start with something familiar. Remember that brilliant plan that took Wrexham from the 5th tier all the way to League One in just 2 seasons? That bold strategy of attracting quality players from higher divisions, Championship benchwarmers or even Premier League fringe talents who still had plenty to offer. A recruitment model that brought in stars like Paul Mullin, Ollie Palmer, Ben Tozer, and more? Well, that same plan now looks like it's stuck. What once ran like a well-oiled machine is starting to show signs of rust. So far, only 2 new signings have been confirmed: striker Ryan Hardie, from Plymouth, and experienced goalkeeper Danny Ward, formerly of Leicester. Solid additions, sure, but not nearly enough for a club that has its eyes set on promotion in one of the toughest leagues in the world. And the alarm bells started ringing even louder after Wrexham's 2-1 defeat to Sydney FC in pre-season. The performance was flat, the squad looked tired, disjointed, and clearly lacking depth. Fans had expected a busy summer with major reinforcements, but so far, that hasn't happened. The real issue: Wrexham are aiming high, maybe too high. The owners and Phil Parkinson are trying to repeat the formula that worked before, but this time they're targeting Premier League players. And that's a whole different level of difficulty. Take Lewis O'Brien, for example. Wrexham have agreed a fee with Nottingham Forest, but they're struggling to convince the player that this is the right step in his career. After all, it's not easy to sell League One football to someone coming from the Premier League. Then there's Craig Dawson, formerly of Wolves. He's received a contract offer, but is still weighing up whether to take on a new challenge at an ambitious club, or wind down his career somewhere more comfortable. Another key target is Owen Beck, the Liverpool left-back who impressed on loan at Blackburn Rovers last season. Wrexham want him on a season-long loan, but, as with any deal involving a top Premier League club, there's red tape, delays, and a whole lot of patience required. So yes, the conversations are happening. The strategy is in motion. But nothing is locked in, and the clock is ticking. That's where the real risk comes in. If these primary targets don't pan out, Wrexham could find themselves scrambling near the end of the window, forced into last-minute deals, often the most dangerous kind. They may have to look elsewhere. Late loans, foreign leagues, or lower-profile players with immediate impact potential. It's not ideal, but it might be necessary. The truth is, waiting too long for the perfect signings might leave Wrexham with panic buys and missed opportunities. Fans are growing restless. The squad still has glaring holes. And pre-season has made it crystal clear, reinforcements are urgent. Now it's time to see whether Rob, Ryan and Parkinson will adapt the strategy, or stick to a plan that may not be so bulletproof this time around. News 2. Did Mullin's departure backfire? Let's talk about a name that still pulls at the heartstrings of Wrexham fans: Paul Mullin. Top scorer, a symbol of the team's rise in recent seasons, a fan favourite both on and off the pitch, and now, no longer at the club. Yes, as you already know, Mullin has been loaned out to Wigan Athletic for the 2025-26 season. On paper, it looked like the right move. Mullin had lost his place under Phil Parkinson, the board was looking to refresh the attack, and new signings were expected to lead the line. But was it really such a good idea? Because in practice, things are already showing signs of regret. In the friendly against Sydney FC, Wrexham's attack simply didn't click. And the issue went beyond performance, it was about availability. Ryan Hardie, Mo Fall and Sam Smith were all sidelined due to injury. Jay Rodriguez came on but was later forced off. And the most worrying of all was Ollie Rathbone, who had to be taken to hospital with a potentially serious ankle injury. In short, the team was left without an attack. They had some build-up, but lacked the firepower to truly threaten, and the 2-1 defeat made that painfully clear. That's when an obvious question started to surface: did Wrexham let Paul Mullin go too soon? Mullin, even if not at his technical peak, is a clutch player. He has a natural eye for goal, knows the club inside out, has a strong bond with the fans, and understands the pressure of wearing the red shirt. And in a moment like this, with injuries piling up, he could have made a real difference. The good news is that his loan deal includes a recall clause in January. So, if Mullin starts banging in goals for Wigan, and Wrexham continues to struggle up front, the club can bring him back mid-season. But until then, there could be some tough months ahead in the most crucial area of the pitch. And there's more. Phil Parkinson has already admitted that Wrexham need at least one more striker. But with the transfer market stalling, negotiations dragging, and few viable targets on the radar, pressure is building on the coaching staff. The fans can feel it. The squad looks thin in attack. And Mullin's absence, which initially seemed like a well-calculated decision, is now starting to feel like it may have come too soon. If Wrexham don't act fast and fail to bring in quality reinforcements up front, this decision could prove costly, especially with the season just around the corner and the opening match against Southampton fast approaching. News 3. The priority is clear, and it came foaming on the pitch. And now, here's the main story of the day, and it didn't come from whispers in the corridors or transfer gossip. It came from the pitch, loud and clear, and it's a message no one at Wrexham can ignore. In the 2-1 defeat to Sydney FC, Wrexham had flashes of brilliance. James McLean and Ryan Longman showed what they can do, but overall the team was nowhere near convincing. In the midst of that quiet game, however, a major warning bell rang. The central midfield is now the team's biggest weakness. And the culprit is clear: Ollie Rathbone. He's crucial to Phil Parkinson's system, yet he left the field hobbling with a possible ankle injury, and it was bad enough to land him in hospital for scans. Seeing him limp off made it crystal clear: if it's serious, Wrexham are in trouble. From there, improvisation was unavoidable. Sebastian Revan, a natural left-back, was shifted into central midfield, but it was a disaster. He looked lost, hesitant, out of rhythm, and completely out of position. It was performance that revealed what fans probably suspected: Wrexham don't have a proper replacement for Rathbone. Parkinson had already been eyeing reinforcements in midfield, but after that match, it's become urgent. Tom Cairney, the dream target, renewed with Fulham. Lewis O'Brien, of Nottingham Forest, is in the sights, but the deal hit a snag persuading the player. Stuart Armstrong, a free agent, is another option, but talk has stalled. Tom Lawrence and Charlie Savage are being watched, but there's been no real progress. In short, options exist, but nothing's been sealed yet. And time is ticking. The match against Sydney was more than just a friendly loss. It was a warning of what could happen in the Championship if no signings arrive soon. Without Rathbone, the team loses balance, intensity, and most importantly, midfield identity. He's the one who sets the tempo, carries the ball, connects defense and attack. Without him, the team sinks. And there's more. The Championship opener against Southampton is just 3 weeks away. 3 weeks. And the most crucial area of the squad is still unsettled. That's why this is today's headline. Because it's not just about transfers, it's about survival for the season. Fans have received the message loud and clear. They want action. And now, more than ever, the board needs to step up. No more waiting. No more improvising. The central midfield needs at least 2 quality signings, players who are ready to play. Ready to decide. If Wrexham want to start the season with genuine promotion ambition, this is the issue they can't afford to ignore. So fans, what do you make of all this? Will Wrexham manage to land the right signings in time? Was sending Mullin out a mistake? And if you were in Phil Parkinson's shoes, who would you bring in for the midfield? Drop your thoughts below. I read every comment. And don't forget, give this video a like, share it with fellow Wrexham fans, and subscribe. This is where you get all the behind-the-scenes action, updates, and everything going on with the club, on and off the pitch. See you in the next video.